You live? All right. Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out. We prophesy the downfall of this kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. And right before we get started, first and foremost, we want to give our praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son in their proper true name. Ka, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem, Ha, Rakah, Qudash, Ma. Double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well, and salutations to all the occupants around the four corners of earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, today we have a quick, brief topic. It's going to basically be on defenders of the faith, man. Because that's what the man in the previous times in the scriptures were set up to do. That's part of their job. Because you got people that's out there talking about you can't talk, you know what I'm saying, you can't go out and basically prophesy, you know what I'm saying, what the Father ordained his man to do, man. And what we supposed to be set up to do is go out there and feed his sheep, feed his lamb. If we're not able to defend the gospel, we're not going to be able to feed his sheep. So it don't matter how people feel about it in their feelings, man. It matters what the scriptures say, what the Father says.
Because only the word was given unto the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the confusion of faces that's amongst these other nations. All right, that's who the Lord, who the world ignorant called Jesus Christ. He only died for his people, his nation, which are the Israelites, not the whole world. So we are defending the gospel, man, because lies have been spread throughout the whole earth, saying that the Lord loved everybody when he only loved Pacific, one nation on this earth.
This is the book of Amos 5 and 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
They hate the ones that rebuke in the gate. They hate the ones that come out here and let people know against, you know, prophesize against their hate, what they showed onto the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They hate that. They hate that, man. You know what I'm saying? They also abhor the ones that come up here and talk uprightly. You know what I'm saying? Make it known the judgments of Yahweh Bashir Yahushua according to his scriptures. Letting people know who they are according to Yahweh Bashir Yahushua's words. You know what I'm saying? And letting them know, you know what I'm saying, the ones that was prophesied to receive salvation, man. Go ahead.
This is Acts chapter 5, verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men. The God of our fathers raised up Yahushua, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath Yahweh exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. But the point is, we ought to obey God rather than men.
And that is the point, man. You know what I'm saying? We ought to obey Yahweh Bashir Yahushua in his scriptures, not what man says. If a man come up to you, and you know what I'm saying, and he's not coming out of the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, you should measure him by the scriptures, because this is the measuring stick. And if to the law and to the testimony, if they speaking not according to this word, there's no light in them. You know what I'm saying? If a man say they know Yahweh Bashir Yahushua, but that's his names, his proper names, the Father and the Son, you know what I'm saying, and they don't keep his commandments, they are a liar. This is what the scriptures say, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you measure them. You don't go about what they have, all that financial gain and financial blessings, man. Because if you read in the stories, all the men in the Lord, they wasn't no, you know what I'm saying, no rich, wealthy man in the world. Yeah, you have King David in them, they was wealthy. But and the disciples in them, man, they weren't very wealthy and stuff, man. The Lord himself, our king, you know what I'm saying, he ain't had no place to stay, you know. You got another? Go ahead,
This is 1 John 4 and 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God.
And that's what you have to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Believe not every spirit. You have to try the spirit by the spirit, man, which is these scriptures. They are spirit and they are life, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Try the spirits by the spirit. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are going out into the world.
And there are many false prophets, man. You have these wacky-tacky Christians out there, Christian pastors, pork chop eating pastors. They go against everything the Bible stands for. But they'll tell you You know what I'm saying? You can get a financial blessing if you basically bless me with this tithe money. Because that's really what you're doing. You're giving him a blessing. You put his children through college and these universities. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible tell you how you're supposed to take tithes and offerings. It was supposed to be a peace offering. Or it's supposed to be cattle, food. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't supposed to be no actual physical money. You know? And that's, you know what I'm saying? Then you got these false Israelite alphabet counts out there, man. You know, the ones that's basically lying and robbing our people as well. You know?
That you pulled earlier. This is 1 John chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 4. He that say, I know of him, and keep not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
John, and that's plain to the point, man. He that say they know the Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, and they keep not his commandments, they are a liar, man. So you got a pastor before you. He got a tape up. He shaved his hair off his head. He got a cue ball head. He eat pork, lobster, oysters, and shrimp. That means he's a liar, and the truth is not in him, man. You know, because those are commandments that you can't keep. You know what I'm saying? Not lining up your hair, not getting tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Not cutting up your you know what I'm saying, your hair bald. Those are things you can easily keep. Not, you know what I'm saying, changing your dietary law, man. I mean, the way you eat. You know, going by the dietary law, I should say. Shalaki. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got a precept?
Good. All right, see, just like the brother was speaking on, man, these false prophets out here, they're leading our people astray. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 3. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord.
And Khan, those false prophets, they don't go up to the gaps. What's the gaps he talking about? Going out there on them highways and edges, man. Going out there in the side, you know what I'm saying, going out there in the chief place of concourse and prophesizing against many kingdoms and pestilence and things to come, just like the prophets did aforetime, man. We doing the same thing that they did in the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like the scriptures say, the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet, man. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of the unrighteous is subject to the unrighteous. You're not going to do nothing that the Lord didn't ordain you to do. Man, goings are of the Lord, man. So how then can a man understand his own way? Proverbs 20 and 24. That was it on that.
One more verse.
Keep on going.
They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying the Lord saith, and the Lord have not sent them. And they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word.
God, and what those wacky-tacky Christians doing like, man? They are, oh, the Lord said this, the Lord said that. You know what I'm saying? Also with these other false counts, man, they don't also tell you that the Lord tell you to basically give them all your money, man. Or they tell you that you're supposed to follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best, not to the best of your ability, but full-heartedly. You're supposed to do all these laws and keep them, you know what I'm saying, perfect. Like the Lord, the Lord didn't, you know what I'm saying, was that ultimate sacrificial lamb, man. Go ahead.
Or their line said, God love everyone.
God. And that's a lie within itself, man. Because in the division of the nations, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai chose a certain people. And that was the children of Israel, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Also the spectacle bird, the ones that confuse you to face, looking like these other nations, but go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You was finished with that, Arca?
Good.
Go ahead,
This is 1 Peter 4 and 11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability of Yahweh giver.
Khan, and that's how we supposed to minister, man. We supposed to speak what we have been taught, man, through the Spirit by our apostles and elders, started from Apostle Tahar on down, you know, and according to these scriptures, man, according to the oracles of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
That Yahweh in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever.
And that's what we out here preaching, man. What we have learned of old from our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, what's been ordained from Yahweh to speak, man. You go ahead, you had a precept? Yeah.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch
and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he shall say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So basically, that's how we do. We get the vision from the scriptures of Yahushua to let us know what we're supposed to go out here and teach to the people, as far as the condemnation of this place called America, and the deliverance of the children of Israel, who are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and some that look like these other nations, and to prophesy the name of Yahushua and his return.
And like I was saying earlier, what's one of the things that the prophets will be doing in these times? Feed Yahushua and Mashiach sheep, man. You know what I'm saying? Feed the lamb. Somebody get on the book of Psalms 94 in verse 16.
I got a quick interjection.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy. I'm going to start at chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, and hast been assured of knowing of whom thou hast learned them from. And just to back up what the brother had said earlier, before he had the brother Canuck had got the scripture. All right, we're supposed to continue in the things that we have learned. That's why it says things that was written before time was written for our learning, man. And where do we learn this truth from? Starting from Apostle all the way down, man. And what we supposed to come out here and feed his the Lord's flock, man. All right, to reprove and to rebuke and to correct, man. To tear down and to lift up, man. All right, we out here to correct and defend the gospel, man.
In order to defend the gospel, you have to know the gospel, man. That's why you have to study. You know what I'm saying? To study thyself approval, right, man, not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, man. Blessed is he that read them. And you know what I'm saying? Hear the words of this prophecy, man. You know what I'm saying? So you have to stay diving into this book to even come out here and stand before the people and even be able to rebuke them. You know, because there's a certain way that you go about rebuke, man. That's why you have to hear out the whole situation and hear out the whole matter, man. You got to understand first, then rebuke. So, yeah, this Psalm 94, go ahead. 15.
This is Psalm 16. This is Psalms 94, verse 16. It says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
And that's basically what our Lord is saying to us, man. Our King, Yahushua Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He want to know who's going to stand up against the evildoers, man, and the workers of iniquity. That's why he told the disciples, feed my sheep. If you love me, you'll feed my sheep, man. You'll feed my flock. So therefore, the same thing today. That's what he want to know from us, man. Are we going to stand up against the evildoers? Because that's what he set us up to be, man. He set up the good to be against the evil. You know, so therefore we gotta make known what the evil are. So that's part of the gospel.
Verse 17, it says, unless the Lord Yahweh had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence.
John, and that's basically a song from David, man. You know what I'm saying? He was praying unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody give me the book. That's Sirach 33 and 14. You know, because I made that point, man. Basically, the good is set against the evil, man. That's how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua made it. So what we look like, you know what I'm saying, mingling with these other alphabet counts, that they know that they're Israelites, but they go off on doctrine, man. You know? So therefore, you know, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua let us know in these scriptures that he's going to make doctrine, you know, doctrine shine as the sun and the moon, man.
Sirach chapter 33, verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
So good is set against evil, and life against death, man. And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua present before you once you walk past his man, once you walk past his setup. He said that before you, man. Especially if you stop and listen, and you a Negro, Latino, and Native American, man, so-called. You know what I'm saying? He's said that before you. He's giving you a choice. Is you going to choose him, which is life, or are you going to choose death, which is that second death that's going to burn up with fire and brimstone by the way of World War III, by the ICBMs, man.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 30. I'm going to start at verse 19. It says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and cursing. Therefore choose life that both thou and thy seed may live.
So therefore, Yahweh, like I was saying, when Yahweh Bashi and Yahweh Shai, man, are out there on the highways and byways, and you see them, basically he has set forth life and death right before your eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna hearken unto his words through his prophets, or you're not, man. You know, Yahweh Bashi and Yahweh Shai is either gonna cleanse you through the fires of adversity, you know what I'm saying, which with believing with it, you know, believing in him, or he's gonna cleanse you in that second death, man, that's gonna burn with fire and brimstone. That's gonna happen right here in America, man. Thus saith the Lord.
Verse 20. It says that thou mayest love Yahweh thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice. And like the elder of this camp that had brought out that scripture in what is Acts chapter 5, it says when Peter and the apostles answered and said we ought to obey God rather than men, man. So I'm gonna read it one more time. It says that thou mayest love Yahweh thou God, and that thou mayest obey his voice. And that's what we're doing by coming out here on the highways and byways, teaching his word, all right, and being defenders of the gospel, man, all right, and marking them that cause offenses that's contrary to the doctrine, man. It says, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life in the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which Yahweh sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. All right, so basically, there was what Moses had said unto the children of Israel, and it still apply to this present day, because the so-called the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds that mingle around these other nations, man. If you be obedient to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, all right, you cleave unto him, you're gonna have a lift of days, man. And not only that, your seeds is gonna be blessed, man. All right, so so you should cleave unto righteousness and not wickedness, man.
This is Proverbs 18 and 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
God, and death and life are in the power of the tongue, man. Because you can speak life unto our people, or you can speak death unto our people. Because what was one of the things that the Lord was speaking when he was on the scene? He was telling the disciples, man, you know what I'm saying? Somebody get it. It's on the book of St. Matthew, chapter 5, verse 16 on down, I believe it is. You know, he basically was telling the disciples, man, not to teach against the law, man. He didn't come to do away with the law, but to fulfill it, man.
This is Matthew chapter 5, right? It's Matthew chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. It says, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
So the Lord didn't come to destroy the law of the prophets, man. Everything that the prophets were speaking, the Lord came to tell you that, yes, that's what it is, man. He came to justify that, to let you know that's how you're supposed to walk, according to the way that the prophets walk. Keep going.
For verily I say unto you, until heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law until all be fulfilled.
So no wise shall pass away from the law. That's why we preach to keep the laws and statutes and commandments to the best of your ability, man. Like I was saying earlier, there are some things that you can keep full-heartedly of these scriptures, man. And there's some things because we're in bondage that we can't keep, you know. So therefore, you should strive for that perfection, man. And you should keep that faith in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, because he walked on this earth and did the law, statutes, and commandments perfectly, man. He let you know that the laws ain't did away with. If you teach one man to break those laws, you will be the least in the kingdom of heaven. You made it to that part yet?
I'm gonna keep going. It says, verse 19, it says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
So if you teach against the commandments and teach men to break them, you're gonna be the least in the kingdom of heaven. So if you if you out here like Boosie dumbass telling people that he don't care about he don't care about what God say about what he eats, man. He said he basically thinks God, you know what I'm saying, what he calls God, which his name is Yahweh, you know what I'm saying, basically not gonna have a dietary law. He's not gonna have morals and standards for us to live by. So you basically saying that you can be out here like a wild bush growing. Basically, how he made Esau to be, man. You know what I'm saying? He made heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? He made a wild bush to grow wild, which was the wicked. You know what I'm saying? But for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we have morals. We have standards to live by, man.
It says, but whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called the great in the kingdom of heaven.
So if you do the laws, statutes, and commandments and keep them, you know what I'm saying, you will be you will be great in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, because you did what was expected for you to do, man. Yahweh told us to feed his lamb. You know, there's so many false doctrines out there. You know what I'm saying? You have to mark them that cause division amongst, you know, when it comes to the faith, man. Go ahead,
This is Luke 21:15. All right, hold on. It says, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom which your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay or resist.
So therefore we should meditate what we should speak on, man. Because if we doing what we supposed to be doing as studying these scriptures, you know, and digging in deep and watching the videos like we supposed to do, learning from our elders, you know, we don't have to meditate what we're gonna say. Because in the same hour, Yahweh is gonna give us what to speak, man. You know, we should meditate and dwell on that day. All we gotta do is do our part, you know, and that's to eat at the table that was set before us.
This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Yeah, you got it.
And that's, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. The ones that's occupied in prophecy, man. You know what I'm saying? And got their mind occupied in the law, man. They're gonna search out you know what I'm saying, the wisdom of old, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna search out and see what the prophets did. You know what I'm saying? To see what their job will be, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're gonna search the scriptures. You know, there's any point I miss out that you want to speak on?
You got it.
All right. I got it, my piece. Go ahead. This is Psalms chapter 1. And I'm gonna start at verse 1. All right. It says, "Blessed is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand up in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and in the law do he meditate day and night." Just to back up the brother, we're supposed to be occupied in these scriptures day in and day out. All right, studying. All right, meditating upon the word of Yahweh by Shah. Okay. Got it.
Go ahead.
This is precept. This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3. It says, "Commit thy works unto the Lord Yahweh, and thy thoughts shall be established." Commit your works. Being occupied in prophecy. Stand in the word. Studying. And your ways will be established. And the Heavenly Father will keep you on that right path of truth.
And speaking of prophecy, what's one of the things that just recently happened, man? The Brexit. You know, they left you know what I'm saying? You basically got Britain, they left the EU, man. You know? Go ahead.
All right, Sirach chapter 33, verse 2. "A wise man hateth not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm."
The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel. Thus saith the Lord. You know, we have a job and a responsibility, man. Yahweh is the Father's name, and Yahweh is the Son's name. Those are the names that you need to call on to be delivered out of World War III. That's gonna happen. And you know, the lake of fire, which is the second death, is gonna happen here in America. By the way, those ICBMs.
All right. Verse 3. "A man of understanding trusteth in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle."
So a man of understanding, he will, you know what I'm saying, pay attention to this law, man. You know, he will do these laws and statutes and commandments to the best of his ability. Just like Paul was saying, man. You know, even though we saved by grace, do we make void of the law? No, Yahweh forbid, man. We established the law. We understand that we have to keep these to the best of our abilities, man. We know that we don't supposed to be out here basically saying that our Lord is the Lord of iniquity, man. Basically what these wacky-tacky Christians are saying. And basically what these alphabet caps are saying too, because they make it seem like they ain't got to make mention of the Lord, man. You know.
It says, prepare what to say, so thou shalt be heard, and bind up instruction, then make answer.
Time. And that's what we do, man. We prepare what to say. You know, we come out here, you know what I'm saying, week in and week out, and we have studied, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't come out here and just wing it, man. And just come out here and basically, you know what I'm saying, make up stuff as we go, like Poach Chalk eating pastor does.
And that also shows the separation between who's are the anointed and who has the oil and the ones that don't. All right, that are going off their own state of mind, their own vain opinions. So the Most High through wisdom is showing the separation. It says, verse 5, it says, the heart of the fool is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree. A stallion horse is as a mocking friend, he neighboreth under every one that sitteth upon him.
God, it said, the scripture just said, the heart of a fool is like a cartwheel. What's the Hebrew word for heart? La'ah, which means their mind. You know what I'm saying? They double-minded. Their mind always flipping. One minute they act like they with it, the next minute they act like they ain't, man. You know? That's how these alphabet caps are, man. One minute you will see them out there looking like they on fire preaching in the streets. Next minute you know they done took a break and sat down, man.
And then they'll get offended when camps do videos on them, open rebuke on them, reproving them, and correct them with the scriptures, how we supposed to be in season and out of season, and then they get offended by that. Well, the scripture says open rebuke is better than secret love, man. So basically when we do that, we basically warning you for your own salvation.
All right, I'm going to skip down to verse 8. It says, by the knowledge of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, they are extinguished, and he altereth seasons and feasts. Some of them have he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them has he made ordinary days. All right, so basically showing the separation, man. Just like how he made high days and regular days, he made high holy people and regular people. The high holy people are going to be the ones that have the oil, that are anointed, that have the words of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and can go on and teach others, all right, to bring in the flock. It says, verse 10, it says, all men are from the ground, and as Adam was created of earth, and much knowledge the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse. All right, so with much knowledge, the Lord has divided the ones that belong to him and made our ways diverse from the ways of the world. All right, so therefore, you see the separation, and when we're bidding to the marriage to see who are the other diverse ones that roam the earth.
That's why the scriptures, the Lord said, be ye holy as I am holy. All right, and that go back into studying these scriptures, because when you study and eat up this roll, it's going to automatically separate you from the world. All right, it's going to automatically do that to you, because the world teaches you to do as you will. You only have one life to live, so live it up. That's a lie, man. And everything that you do in your body, you are held accountable for. That's what the Lord said, but everybody act like they believe in that, but they don't. So when it come down to it, when he comes to this earth and you've been warned, it's nothing that you can do to basically offend yourself when he approached, all right? Because he's coming to bring every reward to every man that for the acts that they done in their body. So it's very important when this life is set before you, you Israelites, you need to take heed, because wisdom and knowledge is supposed to be the stability of our time. All right, and he set up pastors according to his heart that should feed his people wisdom and knowledge and understanding, man. All right, because the people are void in mind, man. They thinking what they was taught was true when it's really a lie, man. All right, everything is upside down because the wicked Esau is ruling right now. All right, because Esau had put out his poison, all right, basically to tinker the minds of the people, man, especially the minds of the children of Israel.
Let me get the book of Psalms 37 and 30.
37. This is Psalm chapter 37, verse 30. It says, the mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom.
God, and the mouth of the righteous does speak of wisdom, man. You know, because they're going to drink of the fountain of life, man. You know, just like Yahushua Mashiach was telling the disciples, man. He that believeth on me, as the scripture saith, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water, man. That's why the mouth of the wise are a fountain of life, man. Keep on going up.
This says, the mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment.
Fine. So the mouth of the righteous, man, they're gonna speak of judgment. You know, they're gonna let everyone know what their judgment is according to the word of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai for all the wicked deeds that they are doing if they don't turn and repent. You know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all are the one that the Lord got up on that cross and got sacrificed for, man.
Verse 31.
That's it.
Go
ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 19. It says, the lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. So the lip of truth is going to be established forever. So meaning this righteousness is going to be around forever, but a lying tongue is only going to be around but for a moment. It's not going to last long.
Because what does the scripture say also in Proverbs, man? It says the candlestick of the wicked shall be put out.
As a matter of fact,
finna say the wicked, you know what I'm saying? Like Esau, man, the so-called Caucasian race, they're gonna lose that candlestick that they have now. You know what it seems like they are the righteous children, but what does the scripture say? You know what I'm saying? The book of Revelations 2 and 9. He know that, you know what I'm saying? He know our works and he know our prophet. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead again.
This is I got Malachi for you. This is Malachi chapter 1. I'm starting from the top. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh, yet I love Jacob and I hate Esau.
So Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai loved Jacob, man, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Even though that you have our people saying, where though that the Lord loved us, man. We went through slavery. You know what I'm saying? We going through all these things and wicked things today. You know what I'm saying? We're at the bottom of the food chain. You know what I'm saying? We the last ones hired and the first ones fired. But Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai said he loved us. That's why he chastised us. That's why he whooped us. That's why we went through slavery, man. You know what I'm saying? For he can correct us. For we can walk upright and be able to possess the kingdom like it was preordained for us to do, man.
All right, let me keep going. It says, and lay his mountain and his heritage waste for the dragon of the wilderness.
He hate Esau, man. He hate that, you know what I'm saying? He hate the so-called Caucasian race because all the wicked atrocities that they have done unto his people, man. You know, he chose Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not those Jewish rats over there that look like one tribe. You know, what happened to the other 11 tribes? You know, that's the question you have to ask yourself. You know, that's how you know these people are lying. You know, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai did prophesied through the prophets that he was going to set up the nation of Israel in 1948, man.
It says, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
And that's what the nation of Edom think he's going to do to America once it be destroyed, man. He think he's going to be able to return back to this place and rebuild it. You know, because that's the Lord. It's got to happen, man. By the way of World War III, this place is going to be destroyed. Thus saith the Lord. You know, so if you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, now is the time to turn, man. The Father's name is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahushai. Those are the names that you need to call upon to be saved for this upcoming destruction.
It says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever.
And these people right here, these are the border of wickedness, man. You know, if you part of the Caucasian race, your bloodline goes back to Edom, just like these people do. You know what I'm saying? Your future, hey, you have a very bright future in building the kingdom, just like we built America, man. You got to reap what you have sown, man. You know, the Lord is got to judge special judgment for these people.
The nation of Edom, which are the so-called Caucasian race, and not to forget Moab either, man. You know, all these other heathen nations, all right, that had a hand of the Lord's people going into slavery and then set up a fake nation in our land and establish them in 1948 and try to say that they are the people. That's a lie, man. All right, y'all have rape, rob, and murder the whole world, and not only that, y'all have raped, robbed, and murdered the Lord's people, the nation of Edom, which are the so-called Caucasian race, which in the scripture, the Lord have an indignation towards them.
Con. And that is the nation of people. The so-called Caucasian race is the nation of people, which is basically the son of perdition, man. They are the ones that the Lord was speaking about, man.
Mystery of iniquity.
The mystery of iniquity. You know, the Romans, they was the so-called Caucasian race. They the same people.
They are the Edomites.
They're the Edomites of the Bible. Con.
All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 7. Verse 21, it says, I will give it to the hands of strangers. No, 20. As for the beauty of his ornament, he sat in his majesty, but they made the images of the abominations and of the detestable things therein. Therefore have I set them afar from them. This is talking about us, all right? It says, and I will give it into the hands of strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. That's when they came in the foul temple. But also he said he's going to send them in there to dwell in our houses. And they're there today, the Khazars. It says, I said, verse 21, it says, I will give it into the hands of strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, for the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. Make a chain for the land as it's full of blood crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses, and I will also make the pomp of the strong cease, and their holy place shall be defiled.
Con, and that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua did, man. When they came in, rushing in like a flood in 70 AD, and the children of Israel fled to the west coast of Africa, you know what I'm saying? He sent the worst of the heathen.
And that also explains the reason why he hates Esau and he hates 2/3 of our people. Who is the worst of the heathen? Who is the ambassador? Amalek. All right. Well, Esau, but the top tribe of Esau is Amalek. And those are the ones that are possessing our houses right there on the land of Israel. All right. So that place got to be destroyed too and cleansed. So our people, so they're possessing our houses right now. So and it shows you that not only does the Most High hate Esau, but he hates 2/3 of our people also for being wicked. So Esau was set up to be the wicked on the earth. That's the reason why the Lord hates him. 2/3 of our people fall in those ways. That's why the Lord hates them also. So because the Lord is fair, man.
This is Zechariah 9:6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. And Ashdod is a city in Israel. So the bastard nation is these Edomites. Right? So the Lord said a bastard is going to dwell in that land.
And defile it.
And defile it, like the brother said.
I got a piece of it. Look, you got Pink City. What is that, Tel Aviv? Whatever that Pink City. You know what I'm talking about. And they got one of the biggest pride parades in the world happening in the Holy Land, when the Lord speaks against that.
Right, they bound to that damn wall that
Tower of Antonia.
Yeah, they bound to that,
banging their head up against it.
right, that wall that Herod built. Right?
Yep.
So that's what they're doing. They got that big ass round black hat on, representing Saturn. They deal with the Talmud, Babylonian Talmud. You go on and on, man. All right.
This is Micah,
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And right now, who's running the world? Esau. We'll start with these begging elite families, man. All right, they practice these wicked thoughts and things. All right, day by day, every morning, man. All right, put things in the way to basically to have people to go off. But verse 2, it says, and they cover a field and take them by violence. All right, because this is the thief, man. These people, man. All right, and they take everything by violence. Look what they're doing over there in Iran. All right, look what they did to over here in the Americas. What they did to Issachar. All right, my tribe, the Gadites, the Reubenites, man. All right, not only that, the southern tribe. All right, Benjamin, Levi, in Judah, man. It says, in houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house and a man in his inheritance. So right now they're oppressing everyone, and they mainly is still oppressing the children of Israel. And not only that, they took our heritage, lying to the whole world and saying that they are the people and they're in our land, defiling our temple and defiling our land, man. So that whole land over there got to be cleansed, man.
And I got a real quick precept to back that up. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. And that's what happened in our land, man. Blood was shed of our people over there, man. So therefore, the blood that shed that blood, which are the so-called Caucasian race, you know, which are the Edomites of the Bible, their blood got to be shed in that land, man. That's why Yahweh Bashir Yahushua is going to destroy you.
So they go back to this lesson once again. All right, they heard of him that rebuketh in the gate, because why? We were rebuking these other nations. We were rebuking also those that's of Israel, saying that Esau could repent. That's a lie, man. All right, that's a lie. All right, because according to these scriptures, it's no place of repentance to the nation of Edom, man.
And that scripture he just brought up about how we had to cleanse the land with blood, that just shows you all the founding forefathers that helped create America and that owned slaves and killed slaves. They're back here on this earth today to live out their judgment. So their blood has to be shed for the things that they did to us during slavery over here in this land.
So that goes back to you reap what you sow, man. Everybody will quote that, but they don't want to really believe that. You got to reap it, man. Whatever you have sowed, man, you have to reap it. Thus saith Yahweh Bashir Yahushua, man. Everything that you've done in this flesh, man, you have to reap it, man. You got something? Go ahead.
Yeah, Obadiah?
No, go ahead.
This is Obadiah 1 and 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
And that's the judgment of the so-called Caucasian race, which are the Edomites of the Bible, man. Y'all gonna be cut off by slaughter because what y'all tried to do to the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all tried to commit genocide against them, man. Y'all tried to cut us off from being a nation. Y'all did it spiritually, you know, but y'all tried to do it physically, man. You tried to wipe us off as a nation, period. But Yahweh Bashir Yahushua didn't let that happen, you know. He said that the children of Israel is the sand of the sea. So that would have been a lot of people y'all slaughtered, man. Even though y'all tried to do that, that showed y'all that y'all slaughtered a lot of people, you know. And just like the Akim was speaking on, every spirit had to come back to live their judgment, man. So these spirits are back here today on the earth, man. Go ahead.
Just like how Moses used to preach, the sins will fall onto the third and the fourth generation. Oh, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 15. It says, that which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been. And the Most High required that which is past. So that, like the brother just said, what y'all have done in y'all past life, all right, the Lord still required that what y'all have done in y'all past, so y'all could be hold accountable for in these times. You still gotta, judgment still, you still gotta be accountable for what you have done in the past, man.
And even though Moses was talking to the children of Israel, that goes for all humanity. When he said the sins shall fall on the third and fourth generation, all right, those are the individuals that committed the first sin in the first place, because the Most High Yahweh is not an author of confusion. All right, so why would he punish somebody for something that they didn't do? No, he ordained, when that spirit was called up, taken off this earth, he ordained for when that spirit goes back down to the earth, for it to get judgment done to it for the past life.
And that goes back to showing that Yahweh Bashir Yahushua is a just power, man. He's balanced, man. You know, he's not just gonna just do anything recklessly, just like the nation of Edom has done, man.
Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And who is Jacob? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because Jacob's name was later turned on to Israel after in Genesis, when he got finished wrestling with an angel, man, up down that mountain. You know, his name was changed to Israel, and out of Israel, you know what I'm saying, he had 12 children. And out of those 12 children came the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Those are the ones that Esau, the so-called Caucasian race, have a perpetual hatred against. You know, and Yahweh Yahushua said his righteous anger gonna cover them forever, man, until he cut them all off.
This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamities, in the time of that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Oh, go ahead.
This is Numbers chapter 23. I'm gonna start at verse 19. The Most High is not a man that he shall lie, neither the Son of Man that he shall repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken so I can, and shall he not make it good? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is not a power that lied, man. So once he said it, it's still going to require it to this day. So blood is still going to pursue the nation of Edom, man. Are you still going to feel that indignation wrath from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for putting your hand or playing his apple of his eye, which is his people, the nation of Israel, man? All right, so he don't lie. He don't change either.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
So who led the Lord's people into captivity? All right, which is the biblical Edomites, which are the so-called Caucasian race, which are the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So the scripture says, he that leadeth into captivity should go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. And we patiently waiting on till our Lord rise up against the prey, man. All right?
All right. And it goes back to it again, what I've been saying for the longest, man. You reap what you sow. A lot of people scream you reap what you sow, but they don't really believe that, man. You know, what the scripture just said, he that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to reap what you have sown, man. You're going to reap it. You know, it's not what we want, and it's not what anybody else out here wants. It's what the Lord has said, man. And you're going to reap what you sow, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel. The father name is Yahweh, and the son name is Yahushua. Those are names you need to call upon to be saved during World War III. Go ahead.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. It says, be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Con and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is not mocked, man. So whatever a man sows, man, he has to reap that. It goes back to that at the end of the day, man. That's what his words are telling us, man. That's why he's giving us the guidelines how to not be wicked, man. You know, to his elect children, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He gave us our moral standards and law, statutes, and commandments and how to live, man. You know? And that's the whole duty of man, period, man. Was to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and keep his ways.
If I may add on, man, like scripture say, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is not mocked, man. And that's starting with his prophets too. Why? Because the Lord is speaking to you through the mouth of his prophets. So if you come out here, all right, coming up to the house of the Lord and mocking his prophets, man, you're mocking the Lord Yahushua as well. And if you're mocking the Lord Yahushua, you're mocking the Father Yahweh, man. It's chain of command. So he that mocks the prophets, you're mocking the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So it's starting here, man. All that scoffing and mocking you doing with the prophets, man. Oh, y'all out here wearing dresses, this, that, and the third. Not knowing that this is the Lord actually talking to you through the mouth of his prophets, man. So therefore you mocking the Lord, man, you're going to be numbered to that sword in that day.
I got a precept.
All right, real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? And your boy, the brother Canot did a beautiful lesson on that. Your boy Boosie Dumbass, man. He basically mocked the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? He basically said that he gonna tell Yahweh to get away from him if he tell him not to eat pork, man.
Precept. May I add on? He actually was blaspheming the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, God.
He was blaspheming the scriptures. He was basically saying blatantly to the Heavenly Father that he will be disobedient rather than to be obedient. You know what I'm saying? And also, you get out what you put in. If you sow in the flesh, you're gonna reap destruction. If you sow in the spirit, you're gonna reap life eternal.
But the scripture says, any sin you can be forgiven, but not the sin of blasphemy.
Of
So,
the Holy Spirit.
and of the Holy Spirit, come. This is Matthew chapter 12, which is in the same chapter. But I'm gonna skip down because your words, your marking, and everything that you do and say, all right, is going to be held accountable for, right? This is Matthew chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse 36. It says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment." All right. "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." Man. So, you know, not only with just Boosie, okay, he's going to be condemned for what he has said, and he already been condemned through the Spirit because so many brothers did a lesson on him. All right, and he's still going to feel the wrath of that judgment from Yahweh by Shai. But not only just him, but Esau too. Man. All right, every idle word that he said, saying that he the children of Israel, saying that the color don't matter and this and that. All right, that's blasphemy in the scripture, man. All right, painting the Lord one color. All right, when the Lord have skin of bronze, all right, as if it was burned in the furnace. All right, he was not looking. The Lord wouldn't send his son upon this earth the leprosy, man, or the curse of leprosy. Nah, man. All right, because to have leprosy, that means you unclean, and that's a lie, man.
Hey, so, not to keep dwelling on the Boosie topic, but the thing about it, with our people today, he's a perfect prime example of what how much hypocrites that our people are. First, when he had cancer, he was praying to the Most High. Wasn't praying for him in sincerity and truth, but he was praying to what he thought he knew as God. Right? When he was on the murder trial, same thing. All right. So now he gets out, talks about he don't have to abide by the laws of Yahweh by Shai, but he was praying and he repented to this system, saying that whatever crime that he was committed of, he wouldn't be putting himself in that type of situation again. So our people will be hypocrites and say the law of the Yahweh by Shai is done away with, and they don't have to abide by those laws, but they'll say what was put in place are the laws of man. That's totally backwards. Of course, the scripture says obey the laws of the land, but when it comes to defiling your spirit, you don't have to abide. Like if they made a law saying you have to eat pork, you don't have to abide by that law. You know, like they made homosexuality legal. You don't have to, just because something's legal on this land doesn't mean you have to abide by it.
And they teaching children in 8th grade in California about anal sex, man. All right, that's an abomination, man. All right, and that's going against the laws, commandments, and statutes of Yahweh by Shai. But America supposed to be so-called under God we trust. That they don't really mean that, man, because their God is gold, oil, and drugs, man. All right, and it's another one. In drugs, I said it again. Oil, drugs, dollars. God, man. So that's the spirit that 2/3 are people in. That's their God, and that's the God of Esau, man. All right, because really the God of Esau is Satan, man. All right, because these Edomites, so-called Caucasian race, all right, they don't believe in the God. All right, they believe in their science. All right.
and to back up your points, how the brothers Debar just said their God is Satan, right? So really, who would Esau be if he wasn't on this earth? He would be on the left-hand side. He would be the negative spirit. Yep. All right, he would be Satan. He's a physical counterpart on this earth of Satan being the devil. All right. So that just shows you that their God is themselves, man. They worship themselves.
All right. That's why their faces is on the money. You know what I'm saying? That's why they repainted the Lord's image into their likeness. You know what I'm saying? It just, all the signs are there, man. You know what I'm saying? You just have to put the pieces of the puzzle together. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had to choose you to even understand it, man. To even put those pieces together of the puzzle, man.
And the thing about it, when he gives you the understanding, you don't have to put anything together because he puts it together for you. The more you read, the more he puts the pieces in place as you're reading. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to really necessarily figure it out because he figures it out for you. He puts that spirit of discernment on you. Like if a certain piece of the puzzle went in a certain place and it was in the wrong place, you know you have the discernment to say, hey, that piece has to go there. It goes over here. All right? So that's the anointing that the Yahweh Shem Yahushua gives his men, man. The men that really truly believe in his name. So that shows that separation also. Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 18. Slakia. Come on. Romans chapter 17, verse 18. Slakia. Romans chapter 16, verse 18. Verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
And that's what we do out here, man. When we come out here on these highways and byways and rebuke these people, you know what I'm saying, 2/3 of our people, especially the ones in these alphabet camps, you know, because they should know better. And we get on them and we mark them, man, for causing division and offenses according to the doctrine, man. You know, yes, the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? The image of the beast is the EU. You know,
The image is the system.
the system, like is the system. You know, and we just let our people know, period, man, what times we are in, man. Because that's how we supposed to measure the times. That's why we supposed to be set up as watchmen to measure the times, man, diligently within themselves.
Proverbs 1 and 5. A wise man will hear and will increase in learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Basically saying the Lord got to be dealing with you for you to be able to understand the proverb, the mysteries. But the fool's gonna hate instruction, man.
So basically, that's what the scripture says. You shall wear out the doorsteps of the saints, right? So you're gonna obtain to that wise counsel, so you can the pieces of the puzzle can be put together for you, man. Right. So the Lord has to be dealing with you, so you can understand a proverb, so you can understand the Bible, so you can understand a parable. And the Lord has to be dealing with you for you to understand who you are, you know? But 2/3 of our people that won't even accept who they are because the Lord's not dealing with them, man.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, Select chapter 8, verse 8. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjecture for right what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches, and can expound dark sentences. She foresees signs and wonders, and the events of seasons and times. So just like the brother was speaking on, man, these are the things that knowledge and wisdom can do for you, man. Things that wisdom do for you. That's why I want to say she is referring to wisdom. So if you obtain it to wisdom, this wisdom can allow you to see what's going on in today's time, man. Like for instance, 2 Ezra chapter 9 measures out the time diligently in itself. You wouldn't be able to measure that time diligently in itself if you don't have the knowledge and wisdom of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Going back to Isaiah 33 and 6. Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time. If you don't have that knowledge and wisdom, you're not going to be stable in that time.
So that just so wisdom and knowledge and understanding should be the stability of our time, man. Not money, not trying to start a career in this society. None of that, because the day of the Lord is at hand. So what your mindset should be on trying to grow and be established in this world, but not, you know what I'm saying? But you can have a career, but you know what I'm saying? Money is a defense and wisdom is a defense. It's a balance to it, but your focus should be upon these scriptures and salvation.
And it's funny because I got a quick testimony at my job. All right, so I had sat down and talked to the boss of my job, and he said the things that he basically said some of the things that he expects out of me, right? And what he said was, you got to take your head out of the weeds, right? So you can foresee the problems that are to come and know how to prepare before they get there, right? So basically, and he said, and you take that and use that in all aspects of your life. So basically, becoming a prophet towards everything, man. So once you study to show yourself approved, you see the things that happen before time. Before they happen, you can prepare yourself. So that's how you use it in all aspects of your life. So you shine that light, whether you're at your job, whether you're in school, or whether you're at home, whether you're just out in the public in the grocery store shopping. You have a certain level of integrity that we have to uphold no matter what we do on this earth. And that also still shows the separation from the wicked and the righteous. Look at Daniel. Daniel was a president in Babylon. That was a career. All right, it was a career choice because guess what? He was able to call shots the way Israel could eat. They didn't have to eat the abominable king's meat. Now, because Daniel was placed in that position, we were able to eat lawful foods and holy foods, and it showed within our countenance. All right, so you never know how Yahweh Bashim Yahushai will use that light that's within you. That's a nice dog. That's a sharp thing. That was it. That was it.
Romans chapter 16, verse 18. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple.
Son, and that's what happened with the ones that cause contrary according to the faith, man. Yeah, with fair speeches and good words, they deceive the heart of the simple. You know, that's why we have to mark these people, man. That's why we have to rebuke these people. You know what I'm saying? These people in these so-called Christian churches, these people out here in the nation of Islam, these people that's out here that call themselves Jehovah's Witnesses, we have to mark these people, man, because they call it defenses according to the doctrine, man. They're not going according to the doctrine. They're going according to their own will, you know what I'm saying, and wanted to build and keep this society going. You know?
If you don't mark them, what's going to happen? That's how you have people that say certain things like, oh, there are many truths. Because through smooth words and using big words and things like that, that's how they see the hearts of many. So you can appear to be this thing called information and misinformation. But if you don't distinguish the two, everything seems to be informative. Everything seems to be of good use. Because you have our people worshiping an image that's not in the likeness of their power. So if you don't mark that as being deceptive, how are they going to know?
John.
So that's why you have to mark it. That's why you have to condemn the lies and expose the truth. Nobody wants to expose the truth because the truth hurts. Because you have to start looking at yourself. The scriptures tell you have to look at the man in the looking glass. All right, and you got to start within yourself. That's how where the reproof starts. Then you can go out to your people. All right, so that's why you have to have the marking for things like that, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible.
Fine, because real quick, what the scriptures let you know, man, you have to get that bean out of your eye before you can be able to pluck the one out of your brother's eye, man.
Yep. And so if you don't do that, you become a scoffer when you're trying to reprove somebody because you haven't reproved yourself first. And that's all you become, is somebody that has what does Paul say? Knowledge puffeth up. If you have a lot of knowledge and you haven't examined yourself to see if you have any pride or any leaven within your heart, you're going to become a scoffer. There's no way around it. No, you're going to become a scoffer. If you haven't reproved yourself before you try to reprove somebody else, you look like a tyrant. That's just it.
Because there's certain ways how you go about reproving and rebuking, right? You have some that just do it in a sense of marking his coffin, all right, and not really being sincere about it, and just talking shit the whole fucking video. And then you have some that's reprove and rebuke and edification purpose, because they really sincerely want that person to hear the rebuke and to understand it rather than being offended by it.
And what does the scripture say, man? A soft answer turneth away wrath. Not to get off topic, but that meaning being timid. And I kind of messed up in my lesson on that. Means being timid, but in a sense of not showing fear, but just being humble. All right, there's ways that you can edify somebody without yelling at them, without calling them names. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, you tear down what needs to be torn down in the individual, but you don't leave it empty. You gotta place something right there. You gotta put something back. If you tear down the whole foundation and put nothing, it's going to be rubble, waiting for somebody else to come build something. Now you left that person broken. You know, you leave our people broken. So you have to be of the elect or have that anointing to be able to build. If your whole state of mind is about tearing down, you just like Esau. All right, when the Babylonians came, when they were talking about raising to the foundation of them, meaning tear it down to the foundation. And that's what our people do. Even the ones that call themselves being in the truth. They still look like an enemy to the Most High, because all they want to do is tear down. They don't want to build anything up.
the ones that love to do that, what's their favorite thing to say? Fuck the 2/3. You know what I'm saying?
Now, with that being said, now we love our people, we just hate their actions. All right, it's a difference because Scripture says all Israel is going to be saved. All right, all Israel is going to be saved. And y'all be boasting against the branches, but hey, we hate their action. We don't hate them. All right, because we know at the end of the day, they still going to be in the kingdom, man.
They just got to be cleansed and put back in order, man.
You got it.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so now check this out. Check this out. Now, Paul was a man of great understanding, right? And Paul had a beautiful, humble, and meek spirit. You know, Paul was trying to emulate the Lord. You know, that's Paul was trying to be like Yahweh Shai, in a righteous manner, not trying to be on the same level. But Paul was on the wavelength of building Israel up. Paul didn't know who to call the elect and who not to call the elect, because mind you, he was sent to the Gentiles. He was sent to the ones that appeared to be the 2/3 to pull the elect out of them. So if he had that state of mind, like F the 2/3, he wouldn't have gone on to them. All right, this is Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh is for Israel, that they might be saved. All right, for it says, for I bear them record, they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge. All right, so Paul was crying out to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai for Israel to be saved. All right, but he knew some was going to fall to the wayside, but he didn't know who was who, so he didn't discriminate. He even went to the ones that thought they were Grecians, that thought they were Romans, that were pagans, that were Hellenists. He even went unto them.
That's what made them Gentiles. It was spiritual Gentiles, man. They was calling themselves everything but Israelites, man.
Right.
They were calling themselves Greeks. They were calling themselves, you know what I'm saying, Romans. The same thing today with our people today. They call themselves everything under the sun, African American, black, all this bull nonsense. But they ain't calling themselves what Yahweh Bashir Yahushua ordained them to be, man.
The chosen. Because of disbelief too, man. Like you tell a church going Jake that they're the chosen people of the Most High, they won't accept it. They try to bring everybody else in. We're all God's people. Nah. But he had one particular group of individuals that he chose. And out of those grapes, he chose one cluster, and that's the elect. Ultimately, all Israel is going to be saved, right? But it's all according to how you get your salvation. Are you going to be purged through the furnace of adversity, or are you going to die the second death like the brother was talking about through the missiles? Because America's going to be destroyed through ICBM missiles, man. World War III is breaking out. The Dow just dropped another 500 points. They're using bio warfare with viruses, with the coronavirus, all right, which means king venom, crown venom, all right. That's a weapon, man. That's why they got a patent on it. It is a weapon. They're trying to destroy millions of people with this stuff, man. And come to find out, they got a warehouse, a factory full of different viruses that they're going to put on the people. And that's the same thing. They say Saddam Hussein was using chemical warfare, but Esau's using bio warfare. Go ahead.
They go back to their Georgia Guidestones. All right, basically, the elites, they go back their Georgia Guidestones and want to depopulate the earth. That's why you got all these different plagues are happening, different diseases coming out of nowhere, man.
And then Bill Gates making that speech talking about we're running around out of room on the earth. It's too much carbon dioxide. But what he doesn't know, the earth is steadily expanding. Like you cannot run around out of room. If the Most High told us to be fruitful and multiply the earth, right? That's contradictory that we will run out of room on this earth. Mind you, and another thing too, he said, in my Father's house are many mansions. So when we get to the kingdom, we're gonna have other places to go. But see, the reason why Esau came up with that concept is because they only want them to be on the earth. That 5 million or 500 million that they're talking about was just them. They want to eradicate everybody else off the earth.
This is Sirach, chapter 11, verse 16. Error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners.
And you're seeing that right now. You're seeing the darkness and the error having in the beginning. 9 times out of 10, you see the lie come out before the truth.
They say Esau is the father of lies.
He's the father of lies. And that's what he flooded the earth with lies, man.
Yep. It says error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners. And evil shall wax old with them that glory therein. That's Bill Gates and all them y'all talking about. So it's going, all the wickedness in this current world, this current age, is going to wax old, just like their imagination.
Right.
Just like all the devices is going to wax old, man. We're moving into a time of righteousness, man. All right. The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever.
So wickedness is going to wax old, right? And guess what? It's going to happen. You're going to have the ones that are being renewed, right? Being afresh, right? Come up in the midst of that to denounce what? And mark the wickedness that's on this earth. Right. To shine a light in the midst of the darkness, according to John chapter 1. You know? So we become that image or that beacon or that representation of Yahweh Shai when he left the earth.
Right. Got one more. Verse 18. There is that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching, and this is the portion of his reward.
All right, so the portion of his reward that's going to wax rich in this time is going to be destruction, man.
Yeah, and the portion of his reward is what? The reward given to Esau is what? To rule by the sword.
Yeah, con.
By destruction.
Con.
By robbing, stealing, and killing. So that's the portion of his reward. That's it. They got their reward.
I got another scripture. I got a scripture. He said a portion, right? Yeah. I got another wicked man. Let me get it right quick.
And so basically goes back to the rich man and Lazarus. He's gonna wax rich and rich and rich on this earth, man. When his time, when he goes to fill his belly, what did Job say? Surely he will not feel quietness in his belly. He will not feel quietness twofold because for real, what's gonna happen? If Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai didn't set the bounds of Esau, he still wouldn't find quietness in his belly because why? He's greedy. He's going to continue to be hungry, according to Habakkuk chapter 2. He enlarges his desires as hell and is as death, right? But he's not going to quiet his belly because the Most High put a stopping point for him to gain the earth.
What's it right there? He got to vomit it back up.
He got to vomit it back up.
That's
when the gas gonna come in.
They go another portion to Esau. All right. This is another portion for Esau that the Lord has spoken. This is Job chapter 30, Job chapter 27. I'm gonna start at verse 13. This is a portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of the oppressor, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
All right, so
you good.
All right, so what does it say? What does it say? He who liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. Now look how all this is coming together. All right, Esau's weapon was the sword. That was his blessing. All right, the sin shall fall on the third and fourth generation. All right, and he who had lived by the sword shall be killed by the sword. And his blessing was the sword, and that's how he's going to die. That's how he gained. That's how his nation was born. And that's how his nation is going to die.
He said, blood shall pursue thee.
Blood shall pursue thee all the way to the end. From the moment you started shedding blood as Cain, all the way till now, you're going to have to pay for all that.
All right.
No matter how you try to come in and you're like, what is it say? His words are smoother than butter, but war is at his heart. See, now he's trying to speak peacefully. Like, what is shall lick the wounds of the saints, or the dog shall lick our wounds, or something like that, roughly paraphrasing. That's what he's trying to do right now. But mind you, the same state, the elder brought it out last week, the same state of mind that they're in right now, walking around giving you these fake smiles and everything, them gang signs, was the same state of mind they were in during the slavery. They were looking at you the same, you know? They were smiling at you the same, because why? You're still under subjection under them.
Going to probably add on, I was just thinking like the other day, man, like the spirit that's going on right now, it's like 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, want to forgive Esau for this, that, and the third, while their angle is steady building up, not knowing that 2/3 they want to be all equal and have equality, this, that, and the third with the heathens. But yet they're finna come down with even more wrath, like Revelation 12 and 12. All right, the same thing that happened in 70 AD, man. All right, they're finna come in with the martial law. All right, they come in to push the chip. All right, they coming in to cause wreak havoc, man. But yet 2/3 want to go coincide with the heathens.
Hey, who brought that up about Martin Luther King about the burning house?
Oh, well, I think somebody did a video on it, but I said something. Right?
Yeah.
So like Martin Luther King, that's the spirit of Martin Luther King, man. All right, even with that last speech, he said he feared that I had walked my people into a burning house. That burning house is the situation that we're in now, man. Because you have the heathen ruling. All right, this banking elite class right here. All right, and matter of fact, the Rothschilds were funding Martin Luther King, man. So with that being said, he wasn't doing that, but pushing their agenda. And pushing their agenda got 2/3 of our people in this docile state of mind, feeling like, all right, they're just sleep, man. They just sleep. So with that being said, while you sleep, Esau gonna come in while you sleep and go ahead and chop you up, man. Well, not literally, but maybe, but you know.
Fine, and that's when he's gonna come, man. He's gonna rush in like a flood. Some of y'all, hey, I heard Apostle Rakar say this, man. Some of y'all gonna be in y'all Spider-Man pajamas, man. You're gonna be in your boxes and shit. Then next thing you know, the enemy is gonna be dead at your doorstep in your house with a damn M16 in your face, man. M4.
If I may add on, shit, you can't go up against them, man. Just like Apostle Gabar said, man, like Scripture said, wait ye upon me to rise up against the brave. Why? Because you're going to need the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh shine that day, man. Because Esau is not no pushover, man. Esau definitely not no pushover. So with that being said, man, you're going to have the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh shine behind you in that day, man.
Because Esau got power, but power on the left-hand side, man. All right, Esau had power. He ain't scared, this and that. But the Lord gave Esau power on the left-hand side, man. But the right-hand side, that the power that the Lord finna give unto his elect is more greater than the power that Esau had. Right. But we can't do nothing until the Lord rises up against the prey, man.
Right. And what shows, another thing that shows you that Esau's no pushover, man, even though he's a fool for this, Esau called himself going up against the heavens, man, going up against the angels in Yahweh. That's what they building all the space stations and stuff for, man. They think they finna fight the Lord and the angels, man. That shows you that they're a foolish nation. That shows you that they can't be touched, man. So that shows you that Esau, yeah, for us, and without Yahweh to try to go up against them, man, we're not gonna win by ourselves, man. Nope. Keep going. All right. Anybody got something?
I got pretty good.
Go ahead, huh?
This is Job chapter 20, verse 10. And we're talking about his children, Esau's children. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall store their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust.
And the Edomites, man, the so-called Caucasian race, they do, their children do seek out to please us, man, because what they do when they come up here to the setup of the Lord, man, they be like, oh, we sorry, that was our forefathers, that wasn't us. We're sorry for what they did. On our behalf, but Yahweh Bashim Yahweh is not hearing this. The brothers brought out the scripture earlier, man. He's gonna hold the sins all the way to the 4th or 3rd generation.
Because he required that which is past, man. Somebody can get Jeremiah, Isaiah 14:22,
They hold all these
because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Even though you say, oh, that was not y'all, that was your forefathers. Let's hear what the scripture says.
All right. This is the book of Isaiah 14:21. The first slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of your fathers. So even though you're trying to come up here and try to please and trying to help out the poor, the Lord still required which is past. All right. Those sins that your forefathers have done going to fall on unto their children, man. All right, so slaughter is coming unto the nation of Edom.
They ain't gonna fall on their children, it's gonna fall on them.
Them, come.
Follow on through every age, all the way until the end. All right, I got a precept too. This is Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which have been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and Yahweh requireth that which is past.
And there it goes again, man. That's the spirit that it came out again, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh is going to require that, man, what you have done in your past life, man. You can't escape your judgment, like I was speaking on earlier, man. What you have sown, that's what you have to reap, man. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, once they put their hands on the Lord's apple of his eye, they have to pay for that, man.
Just like the museums that they have, that Esau likes to build. All that is showing their conquest. Like over in Britain, they got all these exhibits of different artwork that they've taken from the lands that they gone and conquered. So no way around it.
And that shows you the spirit of the so-called Caucasian race right there, man. That's the thief, man. Because what they have done out throughout history, man, the history bear witness against them. You know, the spirit is bearing witness. All they have been going and doing, you know, on their little conquests, stealing, killing, and destroying, man. Going into people's countries and infiltrating and taking over, man.
In movies like they have like serial killers, the serial killer will always get caught because he keeps trophies of all the people that he killed. All right, Esau has made trophies of all the people that he's conquered before. He makes museums, he makes statues, he names the lands after his own name. So he's gonna be caught red-handed.
If I did add on a prime example right here, shit, striking power, even though we're not Egyptian, man, we're the true Israelites of the Bible, man. All right, it says iconoclasm of ancient Egypt, man. So with that being said, like the brother was saying, they got their hands put on in everything. All right, all they do is go around the earth stealing, robbing, and killing, man. That's all they do.
Because they're the biblical Edomites, the so-called Caucasian race, man. That the Lord have an indignation towards the biblical Edomites. All right, so you are the thief. You are the mystery of iniquity. I got a precept in Thessalonians. This is 2 Thessalonians. We started my bad. Yep. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall come. It says, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, and the son of perdition, which is the son of perdition, is Esau, man, who oppose and exalt himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship, so that he as God sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. That's these Edomites, man. These so-called Caucasian race, the biblical Edomites. They oppose themselves as they are God's chosen people. That's a lie. Y'all are the children of Satan. All right. Verse 5. It says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. Because why? The Lord have told us these things 2,000 years ago, man. But once again, the spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophet. So these mysteries that was been hidden for ages, the Lord had revealed it unto babes, man, to be able to understand this truth and to come back and to prophesy against these devils, man, against these wicked kingdoms. It says, and now ye know that withhold that he might be revealed in his time, and we are in his time right now, because it says Esau is the end of the world. All right, so we're in the age of where Esau kingdom is ruling and about to fall as well, man. Verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity do already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, man. All right. Verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, which is the wicked are the biblical Edomites, which is the so-called Caucasian race. All right. It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, because the Lord is ultimately going to destroy this land, America, which is in the scriptures the daughter of Babylon, a land of confusion. All right. Even it says even by the ICBMs, man. All right. And also with that, he's it says the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. He's doing that through the mouth of his prophets, because the scripture says, like he said in Jeremiah, these people should be as wood, and my words should be as fire that he put in our mouth. Gotcha.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, which are now by the same word, are kept in store and reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. God, we're speaking about Esau right from the beginning. God, being held unto the fire.
God, that basically shows you, man, that Yahweh made the wicked for the day of evil, man. And he also made the righteous to receive salvation, man.
That precept explained all the precepts I was going to bring up.
God.
Read it, man. That's right there.
Yeah, go ahead and get
Fire.
that.
Oh, I got one more. So he said, in perdition of ungodly men.
Destruction.
You got perdition?
I'm looking for that scripture. Just go.
Verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is not slack concerning his promise. What was his promise, man? The promise that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to give them the kingdom, man, to give them the whole earth.
Yep.
You know, so therefore, those are the ones he's speaking unto right there when he said that no man, you know what I'm saying, should fail. Basically, it's roughly paraphrasing. That no man, those men are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American men.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Also the ones that's part of the 1/3. That's right along with the women and children, man.
He said what? The Lord is not slack concerning his promise. Now, Esau, you know, they don't see their judgment coming, but that whole time period from Cain, he was spiritually as Cain, he was born of Esau, the nation of Edom, all the way up until now, the Lord gonna go all the way back and give him that judgment. He's not slack concerning his promise.
What the scripture says, you know how to preserve the wicked, man.
Now he's not preserved the wicked for the day of evil.
God, man. So with that being said, Esau, I still have a little bit more on this Thessalonians.
Just let that look.
This is the book of Isaiah 59 and 18. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the honest he will repay recompense.
God, so that goes back to the scripture where he says he will judge every man according to their works, man. So he's gonna judge, you know, so 2/3 of our people according to their deeds, man. So if they want to be a slave to their iniquities, that's what he's gonna hold them accountable for. And he's gonna cleanse them during the second death, man. He's gonna burn with fire and brimstone. Go ahead,
This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
No, that's the 2/3 of our people that I was speaking on. The ones that's walking around in great pride, thinking that their ways are higher than Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's. You going?
It says, but understand thou for thyself and seek out the glory. That was it. I got another precept. This is Sirach, chapter 40, and I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, such things happen to all the flesh, such things happen to all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed and strife, sword, calamities, famine, tribulations, and discords. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood.
And that's the whole reason why the flood happened, man. That's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua only saved 8 people in Noah, man. Because the wickedness have reached all the way up to the heavens, man, just like it has in these times, man. It done reached this climax, and it's about to burst, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to send his son, Yahushua, and the holy angels down here to cleanse the earth, man.
They're busy.
And he's going to save his elect, man, that he promised from the beginning, which he was going to do. You know, those men that was predestinated to receive salvation, man, in the kingdom, to be the tutorers, the governors, and the kings to be in the next kingdom to be, which is going to be Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's kingdom, right here on planet Earth, man. And it's for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Y'all make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Y'all Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's chosen people. Right. And that's who you should call upon to be saved. The Father's name is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahushua.
Scripture also said that his own people don't even consider that they are the children of Israel. So, you know, most of our people, they're going to turn their ears against this truth, man. You know, we out here trying to tell them because I go back to, like the brother said, they hated them, they rebuke them from the gate.
That also goes back that they are hard-headed, stick-necked people.
Scripture says,
you know,
I got it.
You know, Jake, this how Jake see it, man. Majority of our people, 2/3 Jake say it's either their way or the highway. But they're gonna see when Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, you know what I'm saying, returns. You know what I'm saying? When Yahushua and Mashiach and those holy angels part the skies, man, they're gonna see it was his way. It's always gonna be the highway, man.
All right, we keep going back on the Thessalonians. So back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, I'm gonna go back to verse 9. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
And that's the so-called Caucasian race, man. You know what I'm saying? Their workings come out on the left-hand side, man, after the works of Satan, man. You know, that's where their whole power comes from, the left-hand side, man.
It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. For it says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie.
And that's the reason why 2/3 of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans can get that they're the children of Israel. That's why the so-called Caucasian race don't think they have to pay what they have done to the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua sent them a strong delusion, man, that they believe that lie that they don't have to pay. That our people believe that lie that they don't have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. That they can just go out about like they're wild tree growing, man.
It says, verse 12, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
And that's basically what's going to happen to you, man, if you don't take pleasure in righteousness. You're going to be down, man, if you take that pleasure in unrighteousness, man. You know, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is going to make sure he hold that over your head, man, and you get what you record. You get what you done according to your works, man. Any more precepts?
One more repeat of Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So again, the Most High is saying he is not mocked. Whatever you sow, you're going to reap it. You get out what you put in. If you live in sin, you're going to lose. If you live in the spirit, you're going to win. Beat into captivity, you're going into captivity. You kill with the sword, you're going to be killed by the sword. So the Most High is not mocked. He's not going to let you escape. You're not going to slide. You're not going to hide. You're not going to peek. None of that. The Most High is not playing. Whatever you put in, that's what you're going to get out.
Any more precept out there? If not, well, that's basically it. Out here with the lesson. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and only begotten Son in their proper names. And the Holy Spirit of truth one more time. Yahweh, another double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well and teach well. Citation to the Archeum out there preaching this truth in sincerity, and also the few upon him and children that believe in spirit and the truth as well. Shalom.